Okay. Well, when most people think of a vicious dog, they think of a pit bull. Most pit bulls actually aren't vicious, and they consistently do pass behavioral tests. This is Samson. That's my pit bull. We adopted him when he was about 2 years old, but then he's 6 now. So, we've had him for about 4 years. He's actually had training in being a service dog. He's not certified, but he helps my mom a lot because she has MS. He probably, my toy poodle, who's about 5 pounds, is more vicious than he is. And he's probably could eat her if he really wanted to. There's actually a lot of myths surrounding these dogs. Like, I'll just talk about 3, which is avoiding their locking jaws, and their bite pressure, how vicious they are to people, and how the safer places to get them. Pit bulls don't have locking jaws, as most people believe they do. This is a jaw of a German. Okay, yeah. You can kind of see it, but they're very similar to a German Shepherd's jaw, and they don't have a bite pressure of 1600 psi, as they're actually, like, most domestic dogs have a psi of about 320, and when they did a bite pressure test between a German Shepherd, a Rottweiler, and an American Pit Bull Terrier, because the Pit Bull scored lower than all 3, the other 2. They, because of that myth, a lot of people believe they're more vicious or dangerous to people than other dogs, which just isn't true. And if you have a behaviorally sound pit bull, they aren't going to be vicious. They're like a kid. It's in how you raise them. If you raise it to be mean, it's going to be mean. If a dog's raised to fight, it's going to fight just like a Rottweiler, German Shepherd, or any other type of dog. They're actually very sociable, and most aren't aggressive towards people. They adore children. They used to be used for nanny dogs, and they're actually really perfect for kids because kids usually like to play rough, and they'll meet that excitement. They regularly do pass, as I said before, the behavioral evaluations. With the American Temperament Test, I actually looked on the website, and pit bulls consistently score above the average. They tested, in 2013, they tested 870, and 86.8% passed. Versus a German Shepherd, they had an 84.8% pass rate, and German Shepherds are consistently used as police dogs. What I thought was, I also looked at some other very common house dogs, like a Chihuahua had a 69% or 69.8%. My toy poodle, they have an 80% pass rate. But it's just also, it depends on any dog. Any dog can be different. Usually they do have very good behavior though, pit bulls, but you still want to be careful with where you get them. A lot of people believe you should only get them from a breeder, which just isn't true. You should judge a dog based on its current behavior. But if you do go to a breeder, they should know the dog's history, dog's parents' health history, what the line was bred for, because pit bulls did used to be bred for fighting other big dogs, such as Akitas. They should know, like, it's kind of just like any other type of dog. Like German Shepherds, when they're getting, for police dogs, they look back at that dog's past. But also, no matter how well you do raise it up, any dog, it can turn mean just based, on their past. Just like any person can randomly change. If you do go to a shelter, it is important to know the general behavior of the dog. Just kind of like how they act with other dogs, any undesirable traits depending on your household itself. The good thing about most shelters, they don't put up dogs for adoption that show aggression, and they don't, if they're extremely shy, they usually don't put them up either. But you can also usually take the dog home for a trial run and have it for a few days, see how it acts, like if you have any other animals, how it is with your kids. because just like any other breed, you can't always for sure know they're going to be safe. And with the puppy myth, it's not necessarily safer. Just like any other dog, you have to go through the puppy stage where they're chewing on everything and peeing everywhere and house training and all that good stuff. Like you should always judge them based on how they currently act, not like their past necessarily, because some dogs had a really bad past. Some dogs were bred for fighting and they made to fight, but the dog really is friendly. And I've seen it on television and on like the ASPCA and pit bulls and parolees and that kind of stuff. I'll open the floor to questions. Jake?
In Montreal, which is in Quebec, a few weeks ago, they passed a law against pit bulls having them as pets because one killed a kid. If you could talk to the people that made that law, what would you say?
I'd say that they should judge by the dog. They actually, I saw something about I don't know if, I think they put it back down, but they lifted the ban for a few days. Some dogs, no matter what you do, they are vicious, and there's nothing you can do. Not all pit bulls act the same. Just like not all people are the same. Like I don't act like someone, I'm not just like everyone else. I mean, you're not like everyone else, we're all different. Travis?
Did you pick your current dog with these criteria or?
No, we actually got him, our dog, because his old owner had to move, and my dad's stepbrother breeds pit bulls, and we had him kind of check him, like do a little behavior test on him. So, any other questions?
Oh, I have to ask questions.
Is there any reason why, like the Chihuahua you said had like the 60-some% compared to the pit bull having the 80-some% passing rate? Why was the Chihuahua so much lower? Did you find that?
Some of them, I didn't put it on this. I put it down right here. They kind of like test so many different dogs. Like German Shepherds, they actually tested 3,000 something. But Chihuahuas, I don't remember. I didn't write down what they tested, but they test different amounts, and it kind of depends on the dog too. But I mean, like a littler dog, it's just most dogs have that little dog syndrome, and when they pass them, I think they put like around other dogs too to see how that interacts with others.
Oh, I see.
But I'm not 100% sure.
Have you guys owned a pit bull before, Samson?
No, he was the first one we got, but my mom kind of just fell in love with him, so we didn't get much of an option in keeping it. Anyone else? That's all the time I have for questions. Now I feel now you know a little bit more about pit bulls. Most people just kind of seem to, not everybody, but a lot of people seem to just judge pit bulls based on what they've seen on TV, like Montreal, or on the ASPCA, because you do see a lot of pit bulls that go in and they're all scarred up because they were fighting. But just like with people, you should never judge a book by its cover, and that's how I think you should look at a pit bull.